Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are back here. We're gonna be doing another mod on the M3 here. As you can see, we're gonna be working on the center console. We're gonna pull it out completely and we're gonna replace that damaged armrest. Wanna get this whole thing out, so let's get to, we gotta unscrew and pull out a whole bunch of stuff in there, so we'll check it out and see in a minute. What we need to do is we're gonna take out this part and it just pops right out. Just move it to the side, and then in here there's two screws that you're gonna need to do. It's just a Phillips. You'll see them straight in. And then this pops out. Put that to the side, and you can see there's a plug here. Mine wasn't even plugged in, so, but it goes onto the side right here. Just unplugged. So I had unplugged it before. I guess I forgot to plug it back in. So now you can see it's real tight. So there's another two screws here that you're gonna have to undo. And again, 1 and 2. That loosens this up. Now we have to hit the front in order to get the whole center console out. Since we have the center console out, we're going to replace this, so we need to pull this apart. And this just basically, I think, pops out somehow. Pops out. There you go. Just fish the wire through and you can pull this right out. Now we can access these here so we can replace the armrest while we have this whole thing out. So now let's get to the front so we can finish removing the full center console, so we can clean up whatever's in there. See, finding pens. Clean up whatever's in there and just think I'm gonna paint this, so let's see. So next we're gonna remove this here, and this just pulls up out of the way because we're gonna get this whole thing off. And basically what we need to do is take this out, and there's two screws right in here. 1, 2. That should loosen this up enough to get this out. And we're gonna have to get this off, but we're not gonna take this off completely because we're gonna kind of wedge it in there. So let's get these out. One, we'll leave these up here. And 2. And now this pops off. So if you wanted to wrap this or do whatever with this, you can do that now. But this should loosen this up. There we go. Now we can maneuver this, and under here there's a plug for your blinkers and the lock for the doors. So we're going to unplug this if I can see it. I'll just push that through. Put that on the underside. Push that through. We'll get this up. Save my two screws. Alright. So we got that up and over. Up and over. can see under here, and again it's just a plug that comes out somehow. You can see right here, this is the plug, so it just pulls right out. Now we got this whole thing out, and I am going to remove this because I'm gonna clean all this up and probably spray it and clean up all in here. It's kind of dirty. This just has 2 tabs on the side. Squeeze, I think, and it pops right out. You see those tabs there? So I'm gonna leave this in here. We'll take this out and we'll get this all cleaned up and dolled up. So let's go see what we can do with this. Alright, so we brought this outside. Just gonna dust it off. Then we're gonna clean it with some soap and water. Just gonna try to get all the crumbs and everything that's built up in here out of here. Gotta be careful with this. It's fragile. Now I'm just gonna hit it with now I'm just gonna spray it with alcohol and water and just wipe it all down. Let this dry out here, and we'll put in the cushion on the armrest. We'll install that now while this dries out here. So I positioned the seat, just brought it all the way back so I can get access to this right here. Okay, what we want to remove is the spring here, and it just pulls out and then up. You can see it goes in here. So when you're putting it back, you go in and in. Okay, so coming out, we'll put that to the side. Now this should be able to come out. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so that came out. Let's set that to the side. Now we're going to remove this centerpiece in order to take this out completely. You need a flat screwdriver, and this should pop out. There we go. Alright, so we'll put that one to the side. This is broken, that's the broken piece. So same thing on this side, pops out. Again, broken piece. I'm gonna put this to the side. That's this side, that's that side. So now this should come out pretty easily, maybe not. Let's see. Anything else holding this here? Doesn't look like it, but should be right. popping out. Okay. Now that comes right out. So we're gonna grab our new one and put it on. But first I'm gonna clean up all this, vacuum everything in here, get all this nice and clean, and then we can put our new one on. Alright, now that this is dried up, I'm gonna use Duplicolor's vinyl fabric paint. This is black. I'm gonna test this out to see how it looks. But as you see, we cleaned it all up, got it all lint free and dust free and just cleaned up. So now we're just gonna spray it with this now, see how it comes out. Spray's pretty good actually. Looks pretty good. Just gonna give it a light coat and then come back over it. Alright, that's our first coat. Then we're going to give it about 5 minutes, come back with another coat. Alright, so we got this all painted up, and as you can see, came out pretty good. Came out looking like new. With that Duplicolor vinyl paint, this is going to look real good inside the car. I'm going to get this put back in now, and we can see it all assembled with the new arm pad and everything. Alright, so here we go. We got it back in the car. It's painted, cleaned up. So now we're gonna pop it back in here and get everything reinstalled the way we pulled it out. So if you remember, this was just like that. Drop that down. Alright, so now that we got this back on here, we're gonna put in our hazard light switch and the door lock switch. So we can just pop that in, reconnect this here. If I can find it, there we go. Alright, so that works. We gotta fish our back line here, in through here, and up, just so we're not messing with it later on. Now we can pop this back in. Let's screw this down. So we got our 2 screws. 1. 2. Get those back in. Alright. Alright, so now we can put our rear screws in. Pop those in. Go back in with those. Make sure we got our wire here going through. Alright, so that's out. So now we're going to put in our center arm rest, and that was with these here. So we're going to slide this back in. Oh, before we do that, we need to get our armrest. So now we're going to reinstall this here. It basically just goes in, and this goes right on top. Alright, now we got to slide this in, and you'll see there's a little connection there, so that goes in there. Maybe not, straight up. There we go. On. And I broke this one, so let's put this back on. Yeah. Alright, so it's done. As you can see, I installed, all put together, painted black. Looks pretty good. Let's get the front here. See the armrest done, put in, everything back together. It's looking pretty good. It's pretty awesome. I like it. Now we just got to work on the rest of this. But for now, that's all. So that's it for today's video. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.